Thank you for your interest. The title of my paper is Effectiveness of Peer Review in Teaching and Learning User-Centered Conceptual Design among Large Cohorts of Information Technology Students. My name is Farshid Anwari. Brief outline of the talk. In our paper, I reported on two studies. Here I concentrate on study B only due to time limitation, and it was the last study in the series of studies that I did. In this talk, I present background information, research model, demographics, results, discussion, and conclusion. Finally, I will provide details for future content. Conceptual design, which is the first phase of design following problem understanding, is the most important phase of design, and scholars agree that it sets the direction of the design. Background information. Software engineers often are designers of the application, apply user-centered design principles as people are end users of their application, work in groups, hence need for peer assistance, peer review, and communication. They need to continuously improve their design. Software engineering students need to be taught user-centered conceptual design, consider the needs of user during the conceptual design stage, review their peers' designs, reflect on their own design. For better learning and teaching, assessment aligns the objectives of teaching, comments and feedback encourages learning, reflection helps to do the task better in future and results in self-improvement. Reflection requires practice. Difficulties in assessing conceptual design is that its assessment is time-consuming. Conceptual design, captured as thinking in action, is often expressed as dot points or badly formed phrases. New ideas are introduced randomly, and time for feedback is limited, generally by end of the semester. Our research objectives were fair assessment of the conceptual design artifacts, provision of feedback to students in a timely manner. Hence, our research question, how can large classes of software engineering and information technology students be taught user-centered conceptual design and assessed efficiently? Towards that goal, we built a research model. We created personas. We gave one persona to each student for conceptual design activity. Students produced set of design artifacts. The artifacts actually consisted of conceptual design and also their documentation or a bit more detailed design. We randomized the artifacts. We produced documents. Each document consisted of 6 sets of design artifacts. Copies of documents were provided for marker assessment, which provided official marks. Researcher assessment, so that we can provide this paper, and peer review assessment. The result of marker assessment and peer review assessment were combined together as a report to students before end of the semester. Same rubric was used for all assessments. Demographics. 265 students completed design activity. 216 students completed peer review activity. 187 students completed both design activity and peer review activity. Peer reviews from students who completed both design activity and peer review activity were used in this paper. facts about our studies. Conceptual design was only 5% of the unit. It was an IT unit. Students were required to do peer review. Number of students who did peer review was significant, more than 180 students. Each student reviewed up to 6 sets of design artifacts. Design artifacts were randomly allocated to reviewers. Students knew peer review is double-blind procedure. Reviewer and reviewee could not know each other. We provided a rubric for insightful review. Students were required to provide reasons for their assessment. Results. Due to time constraint, we present the following results. We comparison of peer review and researchers' review. And then we highlight benefit of peer review, resource efficient, timely feedback to students, comprehensive feedback to students, provide opportunity for reflective learning. This is a scatter plot of peer review evaluation versus researchers' evaluation. A linear trend line can be drawn through this scatter plot. It has a slope of 0.92. R2, which represents reliability of relationship between the two variables, is 0.85. It is a good measure. The ideal value would be 1, but this is very close. Statistically comparing the average of peer reviews for every design with researchers' reviews, if we do t-test of means with the null hypothesis that two samples are drawn from same population, the null hypothesis is accepted at p.23. If we do f-test of variance with the null hypothesis, two samples are drawn from same population, again the null hypothesis is accepted with p of 0.92. Interclass correlation is 0.96, which is in between confidence interval of 0.95 and 0.97. Interclass correlation refers to two-way random effect model, mean value of multiple raters type, and consistency definition. Hence, average of peer reviews match researchers' reviews. Exposure into reflective learning. At the end of peer review, the students were given an opportunity to comment, post-thought, following our comments from 3 students. I think those suggestions are really good compared with my assignment. In this review, I truly understand how to do a design and compare other designs, which I can do again. It was interesting reading some of the responses of fellow students and a worthwhile experience. And a third student wrote, "This was an interesting assessment, viewing people's work and ideas." There are more of these on our paper. Consideration of conceptual design entries, peer reviews, and final comments that students made after peer reviews revealed that conceptual design resulted in thinking whilst in middle of activity, reflection in action. Peer review resulted in reflective thinking, reflection for action. Peer review enabled timely feedback to students. Hence, as a conclusion, peer review provided valuable feedback. Peer review provided timely results. Peer review encouraged reflective thinking. Peer review in conjunction with a rubric is useful for teaching, learning, and reflection for a small percentage of marks. We would like to hear from you. If you are interested in personas for education or industry purposes, user-centered conceptual design using personas, please contact us. That's in my email address, and this is our website. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everybody. We are here in the first session of today. It's our first session about software engineering education. You have already seen the video, and we have here Farshid and Wari to ask your question and discuss about the paper. Okay, so we have already one question by Kai. Did you look into cases where the peer review grades comments did not match against those from an instructor?
Um, Actually, not a lot of. I did look at some of the comments that the peer review were given. A lot of it was on track. Some of it was not. But then again, the whole point about it was that it's for the students, those who are active and want to learn. They review their peers well, and those who don't want to did not want that much to learn, or some could not have power expression enough to explain matters. So from that perspective, you can see that some comments might not be good, but there were a lot of very positive comments there. The main objective was that actually for the students to grab what to grab really reflective thinking. In other words, they think about their own design as well as the peers' design.
Okay. Okay, so you know that questions are welcome. So for the audience, please write your questions in the chat. Okay, in the meanwhile, I have also a couple of questions. The first one is about the conceptual design, which is the artifact that the students elaborate. The it's a model, or there are which kind of
All right.
documents do
Right.
they evaluate?
What happens is that with the students, if you look at my paper and especially previous papers, with the students, I gave them persona.
Okay.
And just said that here is persona chi or min or ti, that was different culture, or this is persona like Elizabeth or Peter or
Mm-hmm.
Paul, and this
Mm-hmm.
is the personality, and all, and this faces a problem like financial problem or a study problem like linguistic problem. So how you go about solving it, and just left it at that. Nothing, did not have anything as such explaining anymore, and let it totally wild to their imagination what they were thinking about. Like and then the students will come up, some they came up with a methodology to solve the problem, some dig in deeper level and explain that the problem could be not necessarily this student has a surface problem of the language, but has got time restraint problem or cannot schedule his time problem. That's why he's not learning properly. So they thought that they would provide him with a scheduler. So there were all wide range of solutions that were provided. And it was not, our objective was not actually to look at each design and meet the design criteria. Our objective was that for them to be creative, basically
Okay.
create concepts that they would later on pursue.
Okay. Okay. And I have another question about the rubric. Do you give this rubric to the students before
Actually,
the class,
no.
or
No,
do
I,
you
I
think?
thought about it. I thought about it whether I should give them before they do the work or no. In the end, for those two sessions that I did run, I did not give them the rubric beforehand. I just launched into the. I gave them a tutorial because they did not know even what a conceptual design is, and
Mhm.
sometimes sort of they have difficulty understanding what's a conceptual, and because often do conceive the design, but when they do the preparation material for a course or a study, they go and do a detailed design and they design to a
Yeah.
specification. But this wasn't the case. This was the case of just producing the inception that comes to your mind, to the students was the one that they produced. And that's why they were also given a time pressure. In other words, the 15 minutes clock was ticking down, so they had to write down in dot form or whatever format they could think of what they thought actually. In other words, the thought that came to their head, they would just jot it down. And that's why it is reflection in action, because they were just thrown into in a problem and said that 15 minutes no more, you cannot go back.
Yeah.
And they had to sort it out within and come up with an idea. So that
Mm-hmm.
some students were methodological, like going through it, and saying, okay, if it has language problem, then what it is. But some students were more creative. They went beyond it and tried to sort out what the person is and why they have language problem. Actually, the personas were different. Some had high learning capacity, some had low learning. There were 6 different kinds of personas that in the second study that they were given. So from that
Mm-hmm.
perspective, they had all what you said, different problems that they were solving.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and I have another comment. Do you think that this same approximation that you are using now could be applicable for classes with a lower number of students? Because we are working here with a huge number of students.
Uh, the thing is that uh, my emphasis was actually on anonymity, but
Ah, okay.
also the students be able to like for example give the comment freely without being worried that it is their peers that they hear about it or thing like that. Thinking about the marks, it was only 5%. So it's not as though they could collude with each other and try to gain 5% mark. It really wasn't that much of an issue. So if it was like 50%, it would have been different in a peer review case. But this is a small percentage of marks, but it was more matter of data. And what happened with a large number, it gives them freedom to say what they want to say. And that's the
Yeah.
thing that actually could be a bit of restrictive when it is in a smaller number. But as long as, I don't know, in Spanish culture, if you feel that your people, your students are free to say what they want to say, respective, because they think that they're giving that voice to their fellow, then it is fun. I mean that even a small number could be good, but that's the thing that becomes a bit cultural, that we have to look at it, from culture to culture. Um,
Yeah, yeah, this is a very interesting comment. How can we adapt the same methodological approach for different countries or for different cultural contexts? No, so this is
Exactly.
a
Yes,
very
that's why we have to run it in different countries under different context. But the basic idea is that you give a problem on the spot to the student and give them only 15 minutes to respond to it. And there is no fixed solution to it. They have to be as creative as they can be, and without having any fear of being told off. That why you did it or why you went off. Like in an earlier problem I had, somebody had a weight problem, and one of the comments was that tell him to go for a run. I mean that it is, and but another
yeah.
person detected that this person has a problem because if he go to the gym, she'll be very intimidated in the gym environment.
Ah,
So
okay.
provided a solution for her to overcome intimidation, and nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do with the weight. It has to
Yeah.
do with building.